It begins, doesn't it? That slight tightening in the chest, even before the eyes fully open. The mind, an immediate and relentless accountant, is already running the inventory of what needs fixing, what was left undone, and what potential negativity might be waiting beyond the confines of this room. You feel the subtle drag of yesterday's unresolved conflicts, trying to merge with the untested anxieties of the coming hours. It settles like a fine, invisible dust upon your shoulders, making the simple act of rising feel disproportionately difficult. This is not laziness. This is the soul registering interference. This is the spirit acknowledging the ambient pressure of a world that does not wait for you to catch your breath. I recognize that specific texture of internal resistance. I know that feeling of wanting to push the pause button on the entire day before it has even properly begun. There is a deep, resonant hum of worry that vibrates just beneath the surface of your awareness, suggesting that you must be vigilant, that you must control every input and output, or else something vital will slip through your fingers. But what if, for just a few moments, you were given absolute, unquestioned permission to drop the shield you've already raised? You do not have to engage the calendar yet. You do not have to solve the looming crisis of the afternoon right now. I invite you to allow your body to simply sink deeper into whatever surface holds you. Let the muscles in your jaw loosen their protective clench. Allow the breath, that faithful, rhythmic companion, to deepen naturally, without force or effort, simply expanding into the spaces you have habitually held tight. You are allowed this moment of absolute stillness. You are granted permission to set down the heavy cloak of responsibility that you were so quick to pull around yourself the moment consciousness returned. The world will not crumble because you decided to breathe slowly for 3 minutes. In fact, the world waits for you to become centered, because only from a place of deep interior calm can you truly respond, rather than simply react. Now let us intentionally transform this immediate space, this bed, this chair, this small corner where you sit, into a sanctuary. It requires no physical alteration, only an internal declaration. Imagine this space is encased in a gentle, yet impermeable light. This light is not harsh. It is the soft, welcoming glow of absolute safety. Nothing that seeks to disturb your peace can penetrate this radius. We are not building a fortress of striving, but establishing a field of grace. You are not striving to push the negativity away. You are simply allowing the divine presence that already surrounds you to become visible and tangible. Let us practice the art of spiritual release. We are going to consciously unhook from the expectation of control. Take all those specific worries, the debt, the conflict with the loved one, the professional uncertainty, and instead of grappling with them, imagine lifting them gently, like loose leaves, and placing them outside the protective light. You are not abandoning them. You are entrusting them. The striving mind insists that if it lets go, everything will fall apart. The trusting spirit knows that when it releases its frantic grip, the true structure of support becomes evident. Let the striving cease. Let the shoulders soften. Let the energy that was wasted on preemptive defense now flow inward, settling you deep into your core. There is a profound, ancient comfort in realizing that you do not face the coming day unprotected. The shepherd does not leave the sheep exposed to the elements or the darkness. There is a specific promise, articulated long ago, that speaks directly to this need for safe harbor, especially when the noise of the world feels overwhelming. Now we move from calming the body to quieting the mind, allowing the whispers of ancient reassurance to become the dominant sound. Consider the words etched in the deep history of faith, echoing the absolute certainty of divine provision. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. This is not a call to action. It is a description of location. You are invited right now to dwell, to rest, to cease effort, and simply occupy the shelter that has already been prepared. You do not have to fight your way into this shadow. You are already encompassed by it. In this moment of stillness, understand that the shadow of the Almighty is the deepest, safest form of grounding you can experience. The shadow implies presence, closeness, and overwhelming protection. When you rest in the shadow, you are standing so close to the source of light and power that your own small form is completely enveloped. Feel the texture of safety beneath you. Whether you are lying down or sitting up, feel the solid, undeniable reality of the earth holding you, and know that this physical support is merely the outer shell of a far vaster spiritual foundation. You are not floating adrift. You are anchored deep within the bedrock of eternal stability. This safety is not conditional upon your performance, your mood, or the success of your day. It simply is. It is the constant, reliable truth beneath the shifting surface of circumstances. Allow your mind to register this profound stability, absorbing it not as a theological concept, but as a felt reality in your bones. Not abstractly, not generally, but precisely where you are, in this exact moment, in this particular light. The one who established the mountains and measured the oceans is aware of the way your chest rises and falls right now. He knows the specific quality of the air in your room, the texture of the fabric that touches your skin, and the precise inventory of worries you just released. You are visible and you are known. The gaze upon you is not one of judgment or expectation, but of unwavering, complete affirmation. You are not hiding. You are not forgotten. You are situated directly in the sightline of grace, and that awareness is the first essential layer of your spiritual defense. This divine attention is already enveloping you, weaving itself into the very fabric of your being, securing you before you ever take the first step forward. This constant, gentle awareness is the foundation of the armor we are preparing to don. This constant, gentle awareness is the foundation of the armor we are preparing to don. The spiritual deepening begins the moment we internalize this truth, that the divine gaze is not merely observational, but actively sustaining. It is not enough to intellectually register that we are seen. We must allow that visibility to become the source of our strength. Imagine the light that falls upon you not just defining your contours, but actively pouring energy into your core. This ratification of your existence means that your presence here now is fully affirmed and requires no justification. You are not a temporary fixture waiting for approval, but a permanent, beloved element in the grand design. We shift our focus now from the immediate sensory input, the feel of the air, the texture of the cloth, to the underlying architecture of the spirit. What holds the spirit upright when the external winds gather speed? It is the conviction that your worth is non-negotiable, established long before you accomplished anything or failed at anything. This deep-seated knowledge is the spiritual understanding that transforms simple comfort into unshakable fortitude. We are moving past the initial relief of being recognized and moving toward the profound liberation of knowing who we are in that recognition. The core truth that anchors us is simple yet revolutionary. You are not defined by the fleeting narratives of your day, nor by the anxious projections of your mind. Your identity rests securely upon the fact that you are an original, meticulously crafted expression of intentional love. The psalmist understood this when he wrote of being fearfully and wonderfully made. This is not merely poetry, it is a declaration of your permanent status. You were designed with purpose woven into your very structure, a sacred intent that cannot be undone by external circumstances or internal missteps. When we embrace this biblical truth, the entire framework of performance-based living begins to crumble. We stop striving to become worthy because we realize we already are worthy, inherently and perpetually. This foundation, once established, allows us to gently dismantle the anxious loops that attempt to redefine us. Anxiety is, at its root, a crisis of identity. It tells us that we must control every variable, anticipate every disaster, and manage the opinions of everyone around us in order to remain safe or whole. It is a relentless, exhausting demand for self-sufficiency in areas where we are inherently limited. We listen to the anxious thought not to debate it, but to observe its nature. See how it tries to pull you away from the present moment, creating scenarios that exist only in the potential future, or resurrecting errors from the settled past. Notice the frantic energy it generates, a high-frequency noise designed to drown out the quiet, steady signal of your true self. Now we move from calming the body to quieting the mind. We recognize these anxious thought patterns as intruders, temporary disturbances attempting to trespass onto the sacred ground of your ratified identity. They are merely shadows cast by fear, possessing no substance of their own. We do not fight them. We simply refuse to grant them authority. If a thought arises saying, "You are not prepared for tomorrow," we do not argue the logistics of tomorrow's schedule. Instead, we return to the quiet, internal compass that affirms, "I am held. My preparation is sufficient for this present moment, and the strength for the next step will be provided when the next step arrives." This is the secure sense of self, the unwavering belief that your value is not a resource that can be depleted, but an eternal spring that constantly overflows. With identity secured, the ground beneath our feet feels solid again. We transition now into a state of calm empowerment, recognizing that this security is not passive resignation, but active, gentle trust. Let your attention settle fully on the here and now. Feel the weight of your body, the stability of the chair, or the floor beneath you. These grounding moments are essential checkpoints, reminding us that we are physically safe right now. The present moment is the only territory where grace is actually delivered, and it is the only place where true power resides. The future is not a looming weight you must preemptively lift. It is a path that unfolds one step at a time, illuminated by the same sustaining presence that is with you right now. Empowerment is not the sudden acquisition of superhuman strength. It is the quiet confidence that allows you to release the unsustainable burden of carrying the entire timeline. You do not have to carry this alone. The invitation is not to muster greater effort, but to surrender greater control. The divine support that saw you into existence is equally invested in your passage through every day. When we cease striving to manage the chaos, we free up immense spiritual and emotional energy. That energy is then naturally channeled into the simple, necessary actions of the present hour. This trust is the ultimate act of spiritual strength. It replaces the exhausting effort of striving with the smooth flow of acceptance. We acknowledge the challenges, the worries, the tasks, the relational complexities, but we place them not on our own shoulders, but into the vast, competent current of grace that moves through all things. This shift allows us to move forward not frantically, but with intention and calm. Empowerment means harnessing the momentum of being securely known and using that energy to take the next deliberate step. You are ready not because you have solved every riddle, but because your foundation is firm. You are equipped not because you possess infinite personal resources, but because you are connected to the infinite source. Let the security of your identity propel you gently into the remainder of your day. The path is clear, and the strength required is already yours. Let us now turn our focus fully inward, seeking the quiet center where all true strength resides. In the vastness of the Spirit, we find the absolute security of the divine presence. O architect of my soul, I approach your sanctuary not as one who begs for relief, but as one who remembers their inheritance. I am already standing within the circle of your protection, though my eyes sometimes seek the shadows outside. Let me feel here and now the profound stillness that emanates from your unwavering nature. You are the immovable rock upon which my fragile efforts may finally rest. I cease the internal striving to be my own anchor, and I allow myself to be held by the ancient, reliable grip of your love. The anxieties that attempt to claw their way back into my awareness, the fear of tomorrow's unknown demands, the subtle shame of yesterday's perceived failures, I do not fight them with my own meager will. Instead, I place them gently at the perimeter of this sacred space, knowing they cannot breach the boundary defined by your faithfulness. I pray not for the elimination of all challenges, but for the unwavering certainty of my refuge. I recognize the subtle wounds I carry, the lingering ache of rejection, the sharp sting of feeling perpetually misunderstood, the constant pressure to perform or prove my worth. These are not scars meant to define me, but remnants of moments when I forgot my true dwelling place. Holy Comforter, draw close now, and let the soft light of your acceptance wash over these places of hurt. Let that light not merely illuminate the pain, but begin the deep, gentle work of knitting the spirit back together. You have promised shelter, and I claim it. I'm not exposed to the harsh elements of judgment or chaos. I am shielded beneath the expansive shadow of your wing, where the air is calm and the noise of the world is muffled to a distant hum. Here, my spirit is permitted to soften. I release the tension held in my shoulders, the tightness gripping my jaw, the frantic pace of my heartbeat. I surrender the need to control the outcome of every interaction and every decision waiting ahead. This security is not passive. It is the source of all authentic power. The strength you grant me is not a brute force, but a profound resilience, the ability to stand firm without needing to fight everything that passes by. Now we move from calming the body to quieting the mind, allowing this security to root itself in our core belief system. We move deeper into the healing waters, the stillness where the soul is restored. I invite you to envision the landscape of your internal world shifting. Where there was once a churning sea of doubts and what-ifs, there is now a vast reflective lake. The surface is unbroken, mirroring the perfect sky of divine intention. This is the condition of your spirit when it ceases striving and simply is. Look toward the horizon of this inner landscape. See the figure of protection standing guard. This is the divine presence, tenderly asserting control over the very things that threaten your peace. I declare now the truth of your situation. You are not walking this path alone, nor are you required to bear the full weight of every complication. The burdens you have tried to manage, the complexity of that relationship, the pressure of that deadline, the fear that you are not enough, are being lifted from your grasp. You do not need to struggle to hand them over. Simply stop gripping them. Let them float away, released into the competent jurisdiction of the Spirit who governs all things. I speak to the fear of abandonment, the terror of being left exposed when the challenges intensify. That fear is rendered powerless here. Your connection is an unbreakable covenant, sealed not by your fluctuating performance, but by eternal commitment. You are housed within a spiritual citadel, and no external force, no critical voice, no internal accusation can compromise the integrity of its walls. The light that surrounds you is soft yet impenetrable. It is the light of unwavering acceptance. It does not demand perfection, it celebrates your presence. This light heals the old wounds by redefining them. They become not markers of failure, but evidence of the tenacity of your enduring spirit. The energy needed for the next step is not something you must manufacture through sheer force of will. It flows naturally from this state of secure identity. You are moving forward, yes, but you are not pushing. You are being propelled. Let this truth settle. You are equipped because you are protected. You are capable because you are known. You are resilient because you are anchored to the rock of ages. Therefore, walk into the remainder of this day, knowing that your steps are guarded. Every necessary action you take will be infused with the calm of this deep safety. There is no need for frantic energy or hurried decision-making. Move deliberately, speak gently, and rest in the knowledge that your resources are infinite because your source is limitless. I now speak with the authority of the truth established within this refuge. You are secure. The past is forgiven, the future is held, and the present moment is entirely sufficient. Go forth, not merely surviving, but dwelling in the absolute certainty of your protected status. The strength required for the next hour is already woven into the fabric of who you are. Embrace the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you are perpetually safe, perpetually loved, and utterly ready. This is not a temporary assignment of worth based on performance or mood. It is the fundamental signature, etched into the core of your existence. You are beloved because the source of all life declared it so, and that declaration is an immutable law of the universe. Nothing you encounter today can retract this status. Nothing you fail to achieve can diminish this inherent value. Let this truth settle like bedrock beneath your consciousness. Your intrinsic worth is infinite and non-negotiable. It is the spiritual inheritance from which you operate. Therefore, walk forward, not seeking validation, but radiating the quiet confidence of one who is fully affirmed. You carry the mark of divine favor, not as a fragile label, but as an energetic field that shields your heart from the sting of rejection and the lure of comparison. You are not striving to earn love. You are merely expressing the love that already defines you. You are protected. This protection is not a passive shield that merely absorbs impact. It is an active living force that reorganizes chaos into order around you. I declare that the boundaries of your spirit are fortified against intrusion. No errant thought, no corrosive criticism, and no sudden fear has the jurisdiction to breach the inner sanctuary you inhabit. Your mind is guarded by a peace that surpasses all earthly understanding, establishing a clear line between the noise of the world and the sacred silence of your soul. Every step you take is covered, every decision is consecrated, and every interaction is filtered through the lens of divine safety. You move through the fray of daily life, not as a victim susceptible to chance, but as a sovereign entity whose environment bends to the established harmony within. You are chosen. Your presence in this moment is not accidental. It is mandated. You were selected for this time, equipped for this journey, and empowered for the specific work that only you can accomplish. This choosing implies a purpose that transcends the mundane tasks of the day. It means that the unique blend of your talents, your history, and your passions is precisely what is required right now. Rest in the certainty that you are perfectly fitted for the challenges and the joys awaiting you. There is no need to question your readiness or your capacity. The mandate is the provision. The call is the equipment. Embrace the gravity and the grace of being the instrument chosen for this unfolding moment. Now, we move from the certainty of your being to the security of your action. Let us now seal the mind and heart for the remainder of this day. I decree a spiritual sealing over your perception. May your eyes see beyond the surface tension, recognizing the underlying flow of grace in every circumstance. May your ears be attuned only to the frequency of truth, dismissing the static of doubt and the echoes of past failures. We affix a protective seal upon the gates of your perception, ensuring that only information that supports your highest good and reaffirms your identity is permitted entry. Your mind is now sealed as a vessel of clarity. It will operate with precision, free from the inertia of distraction and the fog of anxiety. Every necessary calculation will be swift, every insight will be sharp, and every creative impulse will be pure. I mandate that your thought patterns align exclusively with hope and possibility. The habit of worry is dislodged. The tendency towards cynical analysis is dissolved. Your intellect serves only the establishment of peace and the execution of your purpose. Your heart is sealed as a sanctuary of resilience. It is protected from the corrosive nature of comparison and the heavy burden of assumed responsibility for others' emotional states. Your empathy remains expansive, but your boundaries are firm. You are permitted to feel deeply without being consumed by the feeling. I declare that your emotional landscape remains stable, anchored to the immutable love that defines you. When friction arises, your heart will not recoil in fear, but will expand in calm wisdom. When faced with complexity, your spirit will not fracture, but will hold steady the center of tranquility. I establish an absolute boundary of protection against external chaos. The frenzy of the world, the urgency of deadlines, and the noise of conflicting demands will not penetrate your inner calm. You are encased in a sphere of unshakable serenity. The energy required to maintain this peace is provided instantaneously by your source, ensuring that your reserve never depletes. You are not required to fight the chaos. You are merely mandated to hold your ground in the light. Let the words spoken over you in this moment become the operating system for your remaining hours. You are released from the tyranny of needing to control outcomes. You are liberated from the burden of seeking approval. You are empowered to move with the ease of one who knows the final victory is already assured. This is not mere optimism. This is a declaration of spiritual law. I decree that every interaction you have will be infused with blessing. Every word you speak will carry the weight of truth and the resonance of compassion. Every step you take will be guided by an inner compass that points unerringly toward your highest good. You are not merely walking through this day, you are consecrating it by your presence. There is nothing left to fear, for fear is merely the absence of recognized truth, and you are now saturated in truth. There is nothing left to prove, for your worth is established beyond challenge. The strength you need is not a distant resource you must struggle toward. It is a current that flows through you, inexhaustible and eternally ready. Go forth now, standing tall and moving gently. Your future is not uncertain, it is held. Your destiny is not conditional, it is secured. You are a channel of profound peace, a beacon of quiet power, and a living testament to the unwavering nature of divine love. The protection established here is permanent. The identity affirmed here is eternal. Move into the rest of this day with the absolute certainty of your dominion. You are ready, you are secure, you are powerful. If this deep peace resonates in your spirit, and you feel called to share this anchoring truth with others who seek genuine refuge, the simplest actions are often the most profound. Like this message, subscribe to the flow of this guidance and share this sacred space.